official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Hello.
Hola.
Bonjour.
Konnichiwa.
Ni hao.
Ciao.
Annyeonghaseyo.
Mabuhay.
Welcome to Washington State.
Explore the sights. Discover new things.
Appreciate the arts, music, and food.
Travel to new places.
Meet the people.
Make new friends.
In other words,
come
home with us.
Come home with us.
This is INCRadio Seattle, Washington. Indeed, come home with us here at Seattle, Washington. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all members and listeners around the world. We thank you for joining us for yet another edition of INCRadio Seattle, Washington. I'm your host for today, Brother Marlon Taduran from the local congregation of Tacoma, Washington. And we have a very, very exciting topic to share with all of you today. On today's show, our topic will be becoming a parent. Yes, that's a very exciting life experience, life-changing. What are the challenges of becoming a parent? What is the most rewarding? Stay tuned and we'll find out later on in our discussion when we are joined by our guests later on in the program. Also, we will be joined by our correspondent who will have an update on the news and activities in the district. And we will also have a hidden treasure segment showcasing an amazing place right here in the state of Washington. So there are several ways. First, before we go into all of that fun, there's several ways we can tune into the program. One way to tune in is in our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in INCRadio DZEM 954. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. You can also catch the show at INCRadio.org. So what are you waiting for? Spread the news to all your friends and loved ones to join us so they can join in all the fun that we are having here at Seattle, Washington, INC Radio. We also have our ongoing hashtag challenge. When you comment in the chat, be sure to leave a hashtag with your local congregation's name. The winning congregation will be the one with the most hashtags in the chat. Hashtag. Okay. But if you want those hashtags to count, you need to comment on the actual YouTube link that contains INCRadio Seattle, Washington in the title and not INCRadio live stream. Because if you're over there, the hashtags won't count. So be sure that the title says INCRadio Seattle, Washington. Now we're going to announce last week's winners for our hashtag challenge. Coming in first at number 3. Number 3 is the local congregation of Everett. All right, congratulations, congregation of Everett, coming in at number 3 last week for our hashtag challenge. Coming in at number 2 is the local congregation of Seattle. Congratulations, local congregation of Seattle, one of the largest congregations in the district. We also have our coveted number 1 spot for our winner for last week's hashtag challenge, and that is the local congregation of, yes, I love that. We have the drum roll, and it is Marysville. Yes, one of the smaller local congregations in the district, coming in at number 1 for our hashtag challenge. So congratulations, local congregation of Marysville. So if you want your congregation to make it to the top 3, go ahead and leave your congregation's name in the chat with that hashtag, and we'll see who will be the winners for next week. Very exciting. Also, what's very exciting is that we have a awesome guest that is joining us here today for our program to talk about our discussion of becoming a parent, and that is our sister Jill. So if you could please tell us your name, what local congregation you are from, and if you have any shout outs, now is your time to do so, sister.
Hi. Yes, my name is Sister Jill. I'm from the locale of Tacoma. And I'd like to shout out my husband, I guess, Brother Ethan.
Awesome. It's nice to have another uh, member from Tacoma here. We're invading the show today. But it's great. And yes, hello to Brother Ethan as well. Nice to have you on the show with us today, Sister Jill. So we are going to shortly be going into our discussion of becoming a parent. But before that, we'll take a short break. And before we go into that break, we want to ask our chat on YouTube a short question. You could leave your responses and we'll read them later. But that question is, what was your experience like transitioning into parenthood? Ooh, we would really love to hear your stories and experiences. So if you could, please share those in the chat. It could be from becoming a parent or maybe even for some of our younger viewers, becoming a brother or bigger sister for the first time. We'd love to hear all of those amazing experiences. So leave those in the chat and we'll try to read as many as we can while we're doing our discussion. We always love hearing from the chat. But without further ado, we'll take a short break. So could you check if you could? And we'll be right back after this.
You are listening to Iglesia ni Cristo Radio, the voice of truth.
Are you a student? Let's exchange studying tips. Tune in on INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio on Sunday, February 18th, 8 p.m. Central European Time, and Monday, February 19th, 3 a.m. Philippine Time. See you there!
Communication, trustworthy, supportive, on time. Which among those qualities help in building good relationship at work? Find out the answers this Sunday, February 18, 2024 at 9 p.m. Chinese Standard Time and Philippine Time as INCRadio Michael Satellite Studio presents Way and How to Be Happy and Positive in Your Working Environment. See you there!
All right, welcome back once again to Radio, Seattle, Washington. As you can see, we have a lot of programs on INC Radio, so be sure to check all of those out. Those look very informative and interesting, so don't miss out. Share the news with everyone so that they can tune in and hear the good news. All right, we're going to go into our discussion today, and it's a big one. It is becoming a parent. That's so exciting. And we have our sister Jill with us today as our guest. Sister Jill, I understand that you are a new parent. Is that correct, Sister Jill?
Yes, that's right.
That's so exciting. And before we go into discussion, I just want to ask, do you have a little boy or a little girl?
Oh, I have a little girl. Her name is Isla
Oh,
Rose, and she's about 3 months now.
oh wow. So very, very newborn. That's so exciting. So when your bundle of joy was coming into your life, uh, what was your first reaction when you realized that you're gonna become a parent? This is your first child. That must have been so exciting.
My initial reaction was I was shocked, but we were also pretty nervous as well because it was unplanned.
Oh wow.
Because we had gotten married in October of 2022, and
Mhm.
then we found out in February of 2023.
Oh
So
wow.
I definitely had other plans.
Well, it was a nice surprise though, right, Sister Jill?
Yes, it was.
How was your husband's reaction to the surprise?
He was the same way. He was pretty shocked and pretty nervous as well. Because we did have other plans, but
Well, I'm sure that your little girl has been just a big blessing for both of you in your lives. But you know, even with the blessing, were there some challenging experiences at first, these 3 full months that you've had your child so far?
Yeah, definitely adjusting to the new baby in our life. But it has been really awesome. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Can you describe maybe like a challenge or two that you and Brother Ethan had to experience, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, the adjustment to our life. We love sleep, but thankfully she's been a good sleeper. Um,
Oh, that's great. So the sleep pattern hasn't been too disruptive, or
um, well, she'll kind of wake in the middle of the night to eat, but then she'll go right back to bed. At first, she had no idea what like the difference between night and day was, but now she kind of has a gist of it.
oh wow, smart little girl. Yeah, I always hear that the big transition when someone is becoming a parent for the first time is I hear it from a lot of people. They're just saying, yeah, goodbye to your sleep for a while, uh, but it's a sacrifice of love for this new
Mhm.
child that's in your life. Okay, so 3 months. Wow, that I bet that just feels like it's gone by so fast already. Like you say that amount of time, you're like, wow, that I can't believe it's been 3 months. So from those 3 months, what would you say is the most rewarding experience you've had so far as a parent?
I would definitely say watching her go through her milestones. Because at first it's like, oh, we have this new baby. We don't know what she's gonna be like, but seeing her be able to smile for the first time, hear her laugh, it's
Oh,
definitely rewarding.
see the pictures right now. Oh, wow. So pretty. Oh, wow. Oh, I can just imagine just seeing all of those things in your child for the very first time. You just
Mhm.
even though you don't have sleep or you might be tired, like I bet all of that just melts away and you're just happy to be a parent, right?
Definitely worth it.
Well, let's go ahead and look at the chat. We have a few responses from our listeners. This one is from Sister Diana DePano. She says she's been a parent for 22 years, but sometimes I feel like I'm still transitioning into being a parent or how to act like one. That's nice. Hashtag Des Moines. Sometimes we're always children at heart. And, that's not always a bad thing. That means we can also be a friend at times to our children as they're growing up, right? We have a response from Brother Von Torres. He says, Parenthood transition, establishing a family prayer as early as possible because our Almighty God is the best help we can ever ask for. Hashtag Oak Harbor. It's very good advice, Brother Vaughn. Thank you for sharing that. We have one from Sister Blessing Guillermo. She says, transitioning into parenthood was a lot harder than I thought as we left the comfort of home due to military and didn't realize how much support we left behind. Missed my mommy. Yes, I hear that's a big thing. If you have your family members close by, hey, those are babysitters for free, right? So that is a big resource, and yeah, that must be tough if you're moving around. We have one here from Sister Michelle Ruiz. She says, one thing that hit me hard becoming a parent was my mother telling me as a kid, you will understand when you become a mommy. She was right. LOL. I'm a mother of three. Blessings. Hashtag Tacoma. Yes, me and Sister Michelle have the same mother. And yes, she says that to us quite often. And now we understand. Thank you, Mom. Um, so, Sister Jill, back to our discussion. So it's you and Brother Ethan, you're a team, and you are caring for your child. How do you split the work? How do you work as a team? For example, do you alternate sleep schedules, the chores, the work? How do you handle that?
Yes, we did establish that we love sleep, and she does wake up in the middle of the night to eat. So we kind of worked out a schedule for us. So he would sleep from maybe 9 a.m. to 3 a.m., and then I get the 3 a.m. to 9 a.m., vice versa.
That's fair, and at least both of you are getting the rest that you need. You definitely need that energy to keep up with your baby girl, who is, I imagine, just growing more and more every single day, just surprising you. Like the initial surprise wasn't the only surprise. She just keeps surprising you with all of her development and what she's able to do. But I'm glad that you have teamwork in place and you and Brother Ethan are on top of it. That's very nice to hear. So we're already getting close to the end of our discussion, and this has been so much fun. And I'm happy that the chat got involved too, sharing their experiences with us. But Sister Jill, what advice do you have for married couples who might be considering starting a family?
I would say to slow down, kind of go through the experiences and experience every moment through time because in the beginning I was like, I really want to meet this baby girl that we've been waiting for 9 months, but I was like, I need to see her now. But I would say to kind of embrace the moment and go through it slowly because the newborn stage really does go by fast. And I do miss it because as she grows, she does develop newer milestones that we didn't know, like right when we think that we've got it figured out, it changes so fast.
Wow.
So I would say slow down, trust in God, and don't forget to pray for her as well and establish that family bonding and all that.
That sounds so nice, and that is very good advice. It's like what our brother Vaughn said earlier. As long as we entrust everything to God, uh, no matter the struggles or the sacrifices that we are doing for our children, it'll be all worth it with Him guiding us. So, oh, thank you so much, Sister Jill, for joining us for a discussion. It is a very awesome topic to talk about, and I wish nothing but the best for you and Brother Ethan in the future as your baby girl keeps growing. And we're looking forward to seeing her maybe in a couple of years come to the children's worship service. And that will be a lot of fun to have her there. All right, without further ado, we will transition to our next segment, CFO in action. Okay. All right, Brother Andrew. Yes, nice evasion move right there. What is in action with the CFO this weekend?
I'm pleased to tell you the answer, Brother Marlon and Sister Jill. So my name, Brother Andrew Santa Monica, from the local of Seattle, second place, the hashtag challenge. But let's go ahead and dive deep into our past activities. Let's begin there. So yesterday we had our INC Giving food donation drive. This time it's in the Tacoma region. The members in the locals of Tacoma, Puyallup, and Olympia, they gathered in the beautiful Tacoma Chapel. I was there too. We were able to give back to the community, to Emergency Food Network. For actually tomorrow and today and tomorrow, the district CWS or Children's Worship Service, they'll have a hot chocolate making in their respective local congregation. So for those who have children who are over 4 years old, you're all welcome to join us. And I can relate. I am one of those who helped in the Children's Worship Service in Seattle as a chairperson. So I'll be seeing those in Seattle tomorrow after the worship service. But we have another INC giving activity next Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. in Bremerton, in the Bremerton Chapel. This will be an INC giving food donation drive for Bremerton Food Line. So save that date and continue to be on the lookout for more activities, because we're always trying to make sure to always adapt and change and be prepared, whether you're a parent or not, or whether you're interested in helping and being involved in many of our many projects inside the Church of Christ. For our non-CFO activities, every Monday and Friday, for the local of Everett, they have their Bible's mission every 7:30 in the evening. And let's go ahead and talk about the weather here in Seattle. Right now it's 52 degrees Fahrenheit, 2% precipitation, so it won't rain today. And tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there's a chance of rain. There are temperatures all around, they're around the early 50s, and then going to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, mid 50s with partially cloudy weather. So be prepared. We'll get a little warm, but again, be prepared for the weather. That also changes too. Thank you so much, and continue to support our activities and stay updated with our announcements in INCRadio.
Thank you, Brother Andrew. And yes, the weather can be quite unpredictable. Earlier this week, we were having snow in some areas. Olympia was blanketed with a lot of snow, and now we're reaching up to the 50s again. It's so confusing. So best advice, if you're visiting Washington around this time, dress like an onion, which means have those layers so that you can remove them and put them on to adjust to the changes in weather and temperature, and you will have a much better experience if you're visiting our beautiful state. And speaking about our beautiful state, we actually have some hidden treasures. And if you're interested, stay tuned. We have this short video showing a hidden treasure just located here in the state of Washington. So Kuya Tech, if you could, please show that video.
If you need a place to de-stress surrounded by the wonders of nature, there's no place like the Olympic National Park. The Olympic National Park, located in the northwest tip of Washington, is the largest wilderness area in the state with nearly 1 million acres. The spectacular park consists of 4 regions: the Pacific coastline, alpine areas, the west side temperate rainforest, and the forests of drier east side. There are so many ways to enjoy the park with friends and family. There is a perfect place for hiking, camping, fishing, kayaking, beach walking, and many more in some of the most pristine scenery in the world. Just watching the waves roll in can be exciting and therapeutic. Be sure to plan your visit well and visit often, as you'll not be able to get all the activities done in one visit. The park is riddled with trails, so pack your favorite hiking shoes, a rain jacket, snacks, and your camera to capture the rugged, dramatic scenery the Olympic National Park is famous for. If you bring your 4-legged family members, be sure to research which trails they are welcomed on. The Claylock Nature Trail is an easy 1-mile trail that loops through coastal forests with stairs and little change in elevation. Surrounded by majestic trees, I was in awe at the beauty and sounds of nature. I also learned quite a few interesting facts about nature, like these tree bulbs are called burls, formed in response to environmental damage like storms and even insect attacks. Due to the overcast, Ruby Beach was gorgeous and eerie at the same time. It has a tremendous amount of driftwood and is notable for the number of sea stacks there. The beach is so called because of the ruby-like crystals in the beach sand. No matter the weather, it is a gem and a treasure to behold. There are several miles of trail on this easy path. When the weather gets too hot, Cedar Creek empties into a large pool for cooling off. Experience the wonder of nature. Discover its beauty and power. as you listen to the whisper of the sea and the wind in the trees at the Olympic National Park. This is Jerry Guillermo with INCRadio Seattle. See y'all later.
Wow, I thought that voice sounded very familiar. It was very comforting, and I enjoyed that video very much. If that is a place that interests you, to the listeners and viewers, it's a very beautiful place to visit, and I would like to do that myself. Let's see what's in the chat very quickly before we end our program today. We have a greeting from Brother Roy Lopez. Greetings, Paul, from the Lopez family. Hashtag Bellingham. A greeting from Sister Crystalline Torres. Wonderful weekend, brethren, from the Torres family in the local congregation of Oak Harbor. A greeting from Sister Diana DePano. Happy Saturday, everyone, and happy viewing. Hashtag Des Moines. We have one from Sister Michelle Ruiz. She says, yay, hashtag Tacoma. P.S. Who will win the hashtag challenge? Thank you for tuning in. And we have one from our very special brother, Brother Relly Rivera. Happy Saturday and happy viewing to all brethren around the world. Greetings from Washington State. Thank you very much, brother. Okay, so before we leave, we have a cliffhanger statement or question for you that will lead into our discussion for next weekend, and that is, life can sometimes be unpredictable. How do you manage major life transitions? So it sounds like a very deep show. So don't miss out next week on INCRadio Seattle, Washington. So before we go, we want to say a special thanks first to our brother Eduardo Manalo, our executive minister, Brother Angelo Manalo, our SEPC president and CFO coordinator, Brother Arnel Solano, our station manager, Brother Ramil Regino, our district minister, Brother Relly Rivera, our assistant district minister, Brother Chris Valdez, our CFO overseer, Brother Manly Andaya, our executive producer, the listeners, thank you so much for sharing your time with us this weekend, and the INCRadio Tech Crews, thank you so much for your support. This show would not be made possible without all of you. And with that, from INCRadio Seattle, we will see you later.